When I was a kid, I always wanted an IB-94 Blast Tech blaster, but my dad said, "You daft boy, you'll shoot your eye out." Actually, this was in the 70s, so it was more like... Anyway, I had just finished modeling and printing out all of the parts I needed to make my own IB-94 blaster. So I got out my fancy French press and made some coffee. Probably a mistake. I do this to myself all the time. I make coffee, start a project, forget about it, and by the time I remember, it's gone cold. For those of you who've suffered through my videos before, you know I'll sometimes take a mixture of wood filler and acetone and fill in the layer lines to reduce the need for sanding later. If your suffering's just beginning and you haven't watched any of my videos, you can always go back and watch a couple of them if you want more detail on that technique. The next step, of course, is to prime all of the pieces and then paint them. In this case, I was using 3 different colors: gray, brass, and silver. Once the paint has dried, or my patience has run out, whichever comes first, it's time to glue all the pieces together. I also got to try a new technique with this piece. I dusted it with graphite powder, which creates a nice metallic sheen and ultimately gets sealed in with a clear coat. Something else I hadn't done before was making wooden hand grips. I used my bandsaw to cut out the blanks for the hand grips, and then I used my shaping sander, going from largest spindle down to smallest, as I worked progressively through more and more detail to create the contours that were needed. The next step was to try to pass off the cheap poplar I was using as walnut by staining it and clear coating it. Now back to that coffee. I've found that nothing works better than a blaster on stun for reheating coffee, faster than a microwave. Anyway, I'm sorry about everything, but if there's somebody you don't like, you can always share this video with them and take solace in the fact that they're suffering along with you. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.